Hi guys, take out our word books and your vocabulary list. Okay, unit 3. So let's go over our vocabulary. So number 1 to 15 you guys spell, 16 to 30 you repeat. So 1 to 15 you spell. Okay, so I'll say the word, you spell the word. So here we go, kids. In the past, compare, contrast, present, daytime, daylight, electric light, chore, during, daughter, useful, until, used to. Okay, well done guys. So 16 to 30 I say the word, you repeat. Here we go. Instead of, fireplace, candlelight, modern, old-fashioned, activity, puppets, palm, separate, speaker, handset, dial, spin, development, portable phone. Okay, next words. Okay, 31 to 40 you spell, 31 to 40 you spell. Here we go. Mobile phone, brick, as well, weigh, kilogram, battery, last, charge, tiny, screen. Okay kids, 41 to 50 I say the word, you just repeat. Here we go. Control, paragraph, refer to, belong, engineer, invent, source, knowledge, related to, support. Excellent job, well done guys. Right then kids, now let's turn to page 44. Okay, and let's go over contrast with but and instead. So let's just read the sentences 1 to 4 for activity 1. So let's read them together. So here we go. On the count of 3. Number 1. 1, 2, 3. Long ago, mothers and daughters sewed clothes at home. Today, we buy clothes in stores instead. Number 2. Many years ago, people couldn't play video games, but they played some fun board games. Number 3. Long ago, people didn't have computers. They wrote letters instead. Number 4. Many years ago, people didn't have cars, but some people had horses. Well done guys. Okay then, we've also activity 2. We completed the dialogue. So let's read the dialogue. Okay, so we've got Grandma and we've got Ella. Okay, so Ella's talking to her grandmother. Okay, so girls, you can be Ella. Boys, you can be the grandmother. Okay, so when I say boys, you start to read, then I'll say girls, you start to read Emma's dialogue. Understand? So boys, you're going to be Grandma. Girls, you're going to be Ella. And I'll be both of you guys, so I'll read it all through. So, boys, are you ready? You're going to be Grandma. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Years ago, we didn't have cell phones, but we had a big red telephone. That's cool. This is you girls. That's cool. Did you play video games? Boys, no, we played with toys instead. I like to play with my dolls. Girls, I don't have any dolls, but I have a lot of puppets. Do you want to see my puppet theater, or do you want to play a board game instead? Very good. Okay, kids, let's change around. Girls, you're going to be Grandma. Boys, you're going to be Emma. Okay, so here we go. Girls, on the count of 3, you're going to be Grandma. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Years ago, we didn't have cell phones, but we had a big red telephone. Boys, that's cool. Did you play video games? Girls, no, we played with toys instead. I like to play with my dolls. Boys, I don't have any dolls, but I have a lot of puppets. Do you want to see my puppet theatre, or do you want to play a board game instead? Good job. Well done. Right then, kids. Now, what I want you to do is let's practice a little bit more using but. Okay? So, turn to page 5. Okay, turn to page 5 of your vocabulary list. And let's read the sentences using but. Okay? So number 1, guys, let's read these together. So we'll read it from 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Okay, we'll read 1 to 10 using but. So here we go, guys. Number 1, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Many years ago, people couldn't play video games, but they played some fun board games. Number 2, many years ago, people played board games, but today we play video games. Number 3, many years ago, people walked everywhere, but today we go by car. Number 4, long ago, people didn't eat chocolate, but today they eat and drink it. Number 5, long ago, people used umbrellas in the sun, but today we use them in the sun and the rain. Number 6, long ago we learned to sew our own clothes, but now we buy the clothes we like. Number 7, we used to read by candles at night, but now we read by electric light. Number 8, we used to read by candles at night, but now we read by electric light. Same thing. Number 9, long ago people read by candlelight, but today we have electric lights. And number 10, we used to talk only face to face, but now we use a cell phone to call a different place. Well done. Okay, guys, let's use some instead. Okay, so we're going to put the instead at the end of the sentence. So let's just do the first 5 of page 6. The first 5 of instead. So here we go, guys. Number 1, long ago mothers and daughters sewed clothes at home. Today we buy clothes in stores instead. Number 2, long ago people sewed their own clothes. Today we buy clothes in a store instead. Number 3, long ago people wrote with feathers. Today we write with pens and pencils instead. Number 4, long ago TV shows were in black and white. Today they are in color instead. And number 5, long ago people wore watches on their clothes. Today we wear watches on their arms instead, their wrist. Okay, well done, guys. So what I want you to do, I want you to practice those sentences, get yourself familiar, okay, using but and instead. So keep practicing. Okay, kids? Right then, guys, open your books to page 45. Page 45. So let's look at activity number 3. Okay? Now, guys, first, now I'm guessing messages from the context clue. So first I read the heading, and then I reread the heading and read the first sentence. So long ago people had fireplaces. Okay? And I ask myself, do people have fireplaces now? Yes. Yes, they do. That's the same. So we have fireplaces too. So I write that in the column labeled today. Okay, so we've got long ago and today. So the first one, long ago, people had fireplaces. Today, we have fireplaces too. Okay, so we have them also. We still have fireplaces. So when things are the same, we can use the word too, T-O-O, okay? There were fireplaces in the past, but there are also fireplaces in the present. So we can say, we have fireplaces too, okay? When things are different, we use instead, okay? So long ago, people had horses and carts. Today, we have cars instead, okay? Okay, number 2. It's already been done for us also. So long ago, people made their own soap. So people made their own soap. Do we make our own soap now, today? Not very many people, unless they were doing it as a hobby. So today we buy soap in a store instead. Not very many people make their soap. Right then, guys, this one is for the girls. Here we go, girls. Long ago, people walked everywhere. Today, how do we get around today? What's the most convenient thing? Mommy and daddy has one of these. They drive it. Okay? Today, we go by car instead. Well done. Boys, people played board games. People played board games. Long ago, people played board games. So what do we play today? So today we play video games. Instead, we can still play board games. So we can also put, we play board games too. Girls, people read by candlelight. So long ago, people read by candlelight. Today, what do we have instead of candlelight, girls? Today we have electric lights instead. Well done. And boys, people sewed their own clothes. Today we buy clothes where from, boys? In a store instead. Well done. So let's go over together one more time. Long ago, people had fireplaces. Today, we have fireplaces too. Number 2, long ago, people made their own soap. Today, we buy soap in stores instead. Long ago, people walked everywhere. Now, people do walk somewhere. We do walk, okay, but not as much. So today, we go by car, taxi, bus, MRT instead. Long ago, people played board games. We still play board games too. Today, we play board games too, but we also play video games instead. Next one, people read by candlelight. What do we read by now? Today, we have electric lights instead to help us read. And people sewed their own clothes. Now, some people do sew their own clothes today too, but most people today, we buy clothes in a store. Okay then, guys. So what I want you to do, I want you to compare with your family members like mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, and yourself. So what did you do today, and what did your grandma and granddad do in the past? Your mom and dad in the past. So how did they go to school? Did they walk to school? Did they ride a bike? Okay, how did they go to school? Grandma, granddad. How do you go to school? So you're going to compare, okay, your mom and dad and your grandparents to yourself. Did grandma and granddad, did they play video games long ago? What did they do long ago? Did they tell stories? Did they read books? So you guys can practice like that. Write them down, okay? So write some of these sentences down. Comparing yourself with your mom and dad, and then with your grandma and grandpa, okay? And see what differences there are, okay? So my grandmother washed clothes by hand, but I use a washing machine instead. So long ago, did your grandpa wash clothes by hands? What about mom and dad? How did they wash their clothes compared to your grandpa? Okay then, kids, so I want you to write about 6 sentences. Okay? 6 sentences comparing you with your mom, dad, with your grandma and grandpa. Understand? Well done, guys. Good job. Right then, kids. So, now, this is vocabulary 2. Okay? So, I'm going to say a sentence about things that happened in the past. Okay? So, I'm going to say a sentence about things that happened in the past. Okay? You're going to say a similar sentence about today. Okay? So, long ago, people sewed their own clothes. Okay, what do we do today? Today, we buy clothes at a store instead. Well done. Long ago, people walked everywhere. Okay, you guys tell me. Today, we use a car instead. Next one. Let me think. Long ago, Grandma and Grandpa read stories to each other. Today, what do we do today? Play video games instead. Well done, guys. So, kids, let's take a look at the vocabulary, okay, at the top of page 46. Okay, kids, so repeat after me. Modern, modern, a modern watch. Difficult, a difficult math problem. Expensive, an expensive car. Old-fashioned, an old-fashioned phone. Important, an important person. Okay, an important person. So guys, now let's take a look. Okay, so that watch is very modern. Okay, you could probably do lots of things. It'll probably tell you when you get an email or whatever. You probably can make phone calls on it, answer phone calls too. Okay, so a TV nowadays with a curved screen costs a lot of money. Okay, yes, so it's expensive. What else is expensive? Cars can be expensive. Houses can be expensive. Okay, now old-fashioned. So this is an old-fashioned phone. What else can we have that's old-fashioned? Can you think of anything that's old-fashioned? Clocks can be old-fashioned from the past. They can be old-fashioned. Now, can you tell me something what can be difficult? So the math problem is difficult. So if you're in an old house, opening a window can be difficult because it's got the paint on. It's like, oh my goodness, it can be difficult to open. Okay? What's modern? What can be modern? Computers are modern. Cell phones are modern. Okay? The lady is given an interview. Maybe it's an important interview. What else can be important? We can send important texts and messages. Okay? So guys, let's go over the vocabulary one more time. Okay? And then we'll do the activity number 1. So repeat after Teacher Paul. Modern, a modern watch. Difficult, a difficult math problem. Expensive, an expensive car. Old-fashioned, an old-fashioned phone. Important, an important speech, an important interview. Well done. So, modern, difficult, expensive, old-fashioned, important. Right then, kids. So, guys, let's take a look at the sentences. And we've got to check true or false. True or false. Okay then, guys. So, number 1. This is for the girls. This is for the girls. Video games are modern toys. Video games are modern toys. Is that true or false, girls? Well done. True. If you haven't already done so, check true or color the circle with true. Boys, parents say that cleaning your room is an important chore. Parents say that cleaning your room is an important chore. Is that true or false, boys? Keeping your bedroom tidy and clean is an important chore. Well done, that's true. Well done. Number 3, girls, a pencil eraser is expensive. A pencil eraser is expensive, costs lots of money. Is that true or false, girls? False, it's pretty cheap. Boys, typewriters are old-fashioned. Typewriters are old-fashioned. Now, these types of machines are what people used to use when they were writing letters. Ding, ding. Do we use these now? So what do you think, girls? Typewriters are old-fashioned. True. Well done, girls. And number 5, boys. This sentence isn't difficult. This sentence isn't difficult. True or false? That is true. It is easy. Well done. It is easy. Okay then, everybody, let's read the 5 sentences together and then shout out true or false. So here we go. Number 1, video games are modern toys. True. Number 2, parents say that cleaning your room is an important chore. True. A pencil eraser is expensive. False. Typewriters are old-fashioned. True. And this sentence isn't difficult. True. Well done, kids. Okay, guys. Good job today. So practice your sentences, okay, using but. Make your own sentences and compare with mom, grandparents, and yourself. So I want you to do 6, okay, 6 sentences using but and instead. So you're comparing grandma, grandpa, mommy, daddy, and you. Okay? Right then, kids, you did a wonderful job. Okay? Stay safe, and you'll see me soon. Have a wonderful day. Look after mom and dad because they look after you. Goodbye. Bye, kids.